Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Jacobs. We are getting to shoot this at the beautiful lake house with my son filming, and I'm just happy the rain cleared for us to get out here and do this video. So last week we had this big twister go into Oz, or go into Kansas, and Dorothy is now going to land in Munchkin Land. And it was a great class last week. We did everything around twisters, and the journey through that class was realizing that sometimes when the twister comes through and we feel like all these things are happening, that the winds of change are always meant for good. So we begin week 3 of the Journey to Oz by the wonderful Reverend Diane Vanzera, with the journey makes a sharp left. So it's all about Munchkin Land and that we are not in Kansas anymore. The intention of this lesson is to figure out where we go or who we turn to when we come upon challenges in our life. You will look at the story synopsis and either remind the kids that area of what happens when the house lands in Munchkin Land, or you, it's really fun to do this, can watch that small segment of the movie. And there's some great discussion questions in your lesson plan that you will do following that. One is, what does Glinda represent? And one thing I want to talk about is Glinda's going to represent in this our own receptivity to divine ideas, our conscience. And with our own conscience, we have the answers. So we're going to then take her into 12 Powers Yoga with being will and the willingness to actually listen to the answers that are found within ourselves. So that's one of the questions I love. Also one here is, what do the Munchkins represent? And the Munchkins are really the big deal on this lesson. And the Munchkins represent enthusiasm. They have all these great ideas. They oh my goodness, our life has changed. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Oh, Dorothy, we have the answers to all your problems. You need to follow that yellow brick road. But remember, they never took the yellow brick road themselves, which is why they remain small. So that's what when we look at the metaphysics of Oz, the Munchkins represent. And then another great question is, what happens to our own negative thoughts when we shine the light of truth on them? Which then brings us into 12 Powers Yoga. Our focus is enthusiasm pose, which is the representative of the Munchkins. Will pose, which is representative of Glinda, as well as that life pose that we seem to do every week, which is representative of Dorothy. Younger children, choose one. I would say enthusiasm, since we're in Munchkin Land. And older children, it's great to do all 3. Then it's a great time to pick an older child to point out our unity principles that go with this lesson, which is going to be Unity Principle 1, Unity Principle 2, and Unity Principle 3. You're going to have then the kids sit in love pose, lie down and release, get comfortable, notice their breathing, and as your meditation you will read the ideas to teach and demonstrate in your lesson plan. Once we've read that 3rd idea, the more we trust our Christ self to lead us in the right direction, the sooner we have what we are seeking. They all say the affirmation together, which is, the Christ within guides me in all I do. The creative this week is our watercolor rainbow. And then they're free to play at their mindfulness stations. Now, one thing I want to mention, there's a CD in the back of this wonderful curriculum that is great resources on changing your stations each week. There are printouts and fun little things that can be one of your stations, as well as keeping our color page station, our drawing stations, our building block stations. There's a great resource there on that CD. So have fun with this. It's a great one. Join us next week as we journey to Oz, week 4. Thank you. See you then.